Hi, so going slightly off topic, because usually this is a channel about Asperger syndrome. I want to discuss why vegans talk about veganism. Because this is something that comes up a lot in conversation in social media and in real life for me. And I don't know, I just hear it all the time, and it seems to be a bit of a stereotype that vegans just talk about veganism because they're self-righteous and shit like that, and that's not the reason why. I try my best not to judge people because I was a meat eater for 24 years. So, I understand where these people are coming from. I used to be one of these people that, thought vegans were stupid, and I actually used to take the piss out of them. And now I've gone full circle, and I'm what the general public probably class as a preachy vegan. Um, these preachy vegans, when they're talking about veganism, usually they don't come out and just say, I'm vegan. It doesn't really work like that. Usually people kind of look at your lunch and ask what that is, and then you say it's vegan hoisin duck or lasagna with soy mince, or whatever. And it just comes up in conversation naturally. Or if somebody offers you a pork pie or a baby bell or something, you're probably just going to say no thank you. I don't eat meat, or I don't eat dairy or whatever. And then people kind of organically say, oh, how come, are you lactose intolerant, or have you got an allergy, or are you vegetarian, or are you vegan? And then you say, oh, well, I'm vegan. So that's usually how people tell people that they're vegan, because they get asked. And there's no point in just saying to people, look at me, I'm vegan. It's not like that at all. And I think another part of this is the more animal rights activist type vegans, the more outspoken vegans. And they share things online, and they post things online. They post pictures of the food because they want to show what vegans actually eat, that we don't just eat lettuce and boring stuff. And then you see vegans at protests and vigils and outreach events and stuff like that. And sometimes it's compared to preaching about religion, but religion is based on beliefs of some supernatural persuasion. And it's usually that it's a group of people that believe in a god or a higher power or something like that, and they kind of live their life around that belief system, around that faith. But with veganism, it's a lifestyle based on ethics, science, facts. Animal cruelty is a real factual thing that's happening. Environmental damage is another factual, real thing, serious thing that's happening. And the biggest killers in the world, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, they're very real, very big things, very factual things, very serious things. I understand completely that some people, when they don't know anything about it, and when they think that it's healthy and normal to eat meat and dairy because the majority of the world does, and they've been taught to do that, that this small group of people, which is still a minority, comes around and says, well, actually, this information is incorrect, please learn a bit more about it, or this is how it really is. Like, people's natural way to react to that is usually by being defensive and being angry and how dare you challenge me, you know, because I was like that as well. You know, I had it in my head that free range meant chickens running across a field and, you know, living to the natural life expectancy and all of that. I didn't know anything about piglets' tails being docked with anaesthetic, cannibalism in pig farms, fisting cows to impregnate them, which is, as somebody that has been sexually assaulted, shall we say, which we're not going into that, it is kind of rape. Taking babies away from the mothers in the dairy industry, and then if the boys, having them sent to slaughter straight away as babies because they can't produce milk, and then forcing the girl babies, the female calves should I say, into the same process as the mum. That's wrong. None of these animals are happy. None of these animals are living a life. They are basically biological machines that we have bred to be like this, and you know that we are enslaving and exploiting. So, but before I get too passionate about that, which is easily done because I do care about it so much, I think that, you know, we've got a right to say these things and to challenge the norm, because it isn't right, it isn't okay, it's not moral, it's not ethical, it's not justifiable. It needs to change, and if we don't change, then the planet's going to be fucked. We're not even going to have a planet to live on, and this is in the near future. This is in the next few decades. If you don't believe me, please research it. There's plenty of stuff out there. I'll put some links underneath this video for you to watch if you are genuinely interested. But yeah, like, vegans are not just like crazy attention seeking extremists. We just want to spread the message about what we have found, the facts, the science, the ethical problems, the injustices, everything that we have learnt about and seen with our own eyes that has shocked us and has opened our eyes. We want to share with other people so they can make better choices. It's not about forcing things on anybody, judging people, shaming people. Most vegans have been there. Most vegans have been meat eaters. As I said, I did not know what the bloody hell was going on about. So I didn't know what actually happened until I was 24, and I watched Earthlings and Cowspiracy, and then, you know, Dr. Michael Greger's stuff, and then what's that psychiatrist lady that researched about carnism and stuff like that. I read her studies and her videos and stuff. Gary Yourofsky, Dr. Claper, Michael Claper. Somebody said to me the other day, or should I say I saw it on Facebook, because I've recently joined Facebook because I wanted to find a lift with somebody so that I could go to the Animal Rights March in London, because I'm such a preachy vegan. And this person said, there are good vegans, but you have to look under rocks in dark places to find them. And by good vegans, this person meant vegans that shut up, that are complacent, that are indifferent, that don't do anything. That is that person's definition of a good vegan. A bad vegan is obviously the opposite. A vegan like me who, you know, despite my condition, I try to get involved with activism. I try to spread awareness, and I try to do my bit, because I feel like, you know, I've got a voice, but the animals don't have a voice. So I've got to be their voice. You know, I can't sit back. It's not in my nature to just sit back and do nothing about it, because I've got the power to do something about it. And, you know, just like everybody else has got the power to do something about it. people say that one person doesn't make a difference. They do, because, you know, one person goes to a vigil or whatever and then, you know, posts the footage on social media or whatever, then other people say, I'd like to come with you next time. Same as when you actually go vegan and people see how healthy you look, and you know, they start watching documentaries that you watched and think, you know, bloody hell, that's horrible, I'm not going to contribute to that. And then one person influences the other person, and it's like a domino effect or a snowball effect. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, change doesn't happen with people being complacent. It doesn't. No change has ever been made by people just doing nothing about it, keeping quiet and just letting people get on with it. It doesn't work like that. And things do need to change. We don't need to eat meat and dairy. We don't need to consume animal products. We don't need to pay breeders to breed certain types of dog because we like the look of them, whilst millions of dogs are left in shelters and being put down because nobody wants them. We don't need to go to circuses that torture and abuse animals and force them to learn tricks that they wouldn't normally learn, and keep them in horrible conditions. We don't need to pay people to test on animals because we don't need animal testing anymore. We don't need to pay to go to zoos and SeaWorld and stuff like that because there's other forms of entertainment. You can watch Blue Planet, you can watch another Attenborough programme, you know. We just don't need to do it anymore, and that's why vegans are so, or should I say the stereotypical vegan is so outspoken and wants other people to just think. You know, we're not forcing anybody to go vegan, but we're planting the seed of thinking about things without the blinkers on, without the earplugs in. Learn more about it because it is really important. I don't know any vegans that sit somebody down and force their views, which is a term I hear a lot, down somebody's throat. Like, nobody is forcing anything. The reason why vegans are outspoken, generally speaking, and if you ask them why they're vegan, they will tell you why they are vegan. You know, it's got nothing to do with shoving things down people's throats or being forceful or shaming people. It's just because they want to raise awareness of, you know, the reasons why they went vegan. Because they want to raise awareness of how animals are treated. You know, it's kept from us from an early age, and we're brainwashed and kind of indoctrinated into thinking that it's natural and normal and, you know, it's fine, it's behind closed doors, we don't need to worry about that, let's enjoy our burger. But, you know, people that do find out about what really happens, how it affects our health, how it affects the environment, when we find out about these things, it's really overwhelming and really like, oh my god, as if I didn't know this is happening, this is crazy. And the natural reaction is to want to share that information with other people because you know that it would benefit other people, it would benefit other people for health reasons, less environmental damage caused, less animals killed. You know, there are so many benefits to it. Why would we just want to keep that to ourselves? I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. It's your personal choice, but just be mindful that if your personal choice has a victim, then it's no longer a personal choice. And it's also a good thing to know as well that although we are a minority and, you know, the movement is only a small thing, in the UK alone, in 2016, there were 500,000 vegans. In April of this year, 2018, there were 3,500,000 vegans. So it is, I need to cut my fringe. So it is growing at a really, really rapid rate. And I don't think it would be growing if it was just a silly, gimmicky kind of cult religion thing, you know, just some fad. It wouldn't be. I mean, at the Animal Rights March in London last year, there was 5,000. This year, there was 10,000. So that's double. I mean, that's still a big increase. So all these people, they must be doing it for a reason. They must be doing it for many reasons. And to be as passionate about it as they are, and to care about it as much as they are, they must have reasons to. So yeah, just food for thought. I've done it again. Just for food for, I can't do it. Food for thought. Yay! That's probably protein deficiency, to be fair. Sorry. So yeah, just something for you to think about. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.